the Southern Illinois Community Foundation. With all of that being said, why are we here tonight? Well, obviously, we have survived some turbulent and strange times in our world. I'm looking at survivors of a pandemic and social unrest. This isn't a session where we're going to beat up on white folks. We know that white shaming does not work. What works is building bridges, learning how to have honest conversations about what the Black experience is like, and most importantly, recognizing that we're all in this together. I can lean like this, and every molecule in the universe leaned with me. So with that, I am thrilled to have my co-facilitator here, my friend. I asked the artists that are part of the collective to do two things. I asked them to work with someone that they never would have worked with, so a different genre, a different race, ethnic group, whatever, but somebody that was different. We can never solve this issue about race in our country if we're talking about folks and not talking to folks. I had to do the same thing. It isn't quite true with Dale, because I met Dale. We were both fellows of the Delta Leadership Institute. I believe at that time you were president of the People's Bank in Harrisburg. He's also been mayor of that fine city. And now he is the representative for the 59th district in the General Assembly. So Dale, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you for having me, and thank you for, most importantly, thank you for your friendship. I truly have. It's great to be here with you all, and you said it right. Magical words, Lynn. We have a lot of healing to do. There's no question about that. And for those of you who don't know, I represent the 59th Senate District, the 13 most southern counties of the state of Illinois, and I'm extremely fortunate to have this opportunity to serve the people, and I actually serve some, as you probably know, some of the most impoverished areas of the state of Illinois. And economic development's always been a passion of mine. As Lynn mentioned, I'm a former mayor of Harrisburg. I was actually born and raised in a little town outside of Harrisburg called El Dorado. So a guy from El Dorado, which was an arch rivalry of Harrisburg, ended up becoming the mayor of Harrisburg. How that happened, I don't know, but it was truly a gift, and have a background in philanthropic endeavors as well. I have a 501c3 not-for-profit foundation that I actually created it 19 years ago from a childhood memory that I had, and just wanted to give underprivileged children an opportunity to have new apparel to wear to school that otherwise wouldn't afford it. And now, all 19 years later, we're helping over 600 children a year throughout 19 counties throughout Southern Illinois actually have an opportunity to wear brand new apparel to school and walk into school side by side with some of the most privileged. And I now have 2 meal kitchens. They're called Heaven's Kitchens. One in Harrisburg and one in Marion, Illinois, and that I'm extremely proud of, looking to grow that mission. And my passion, as Lynn knows, is not only I love serving the Illinois General Assembly, but my passion is serving others. Try to make a difference in the lives of those, and do my part to try to create more opportunity and prosperity for those that may not have that opportunity. So. Great to be with you. I know we're going to have a lot more to talk about, but we got a lot of things to move forward with. And at this time, what I'd like to do is introduce. Just met Callan for the first time just a few minutes ago, and they're down in Paducah right now, which is actually only about about 50 miles south of where I'm currently am. In fact, some of my colleagues in the General Assembly out of Chicago. They think I represent Kentucky because I'm so close, and I guess I talk more like a Kentuckian than I do an Illinoisan. So I get gigged about that just a little bit. So with great pleasure, I'd like to introduce Callan. And Callan is the owner and founder of Got Your Back Entertainment. And it started with this idea to create a positive hip-hop movement as a freshman in high school, actually, and also make a record label. He's an MC who got his start with love of hip hop music at the age of 12 years old, and back in 2006, conjured GYB Entertainment. Later, wanting to avoid the constraints of being a record label, GYB became simplified into a brand of hip hop entertainment with an emphasis on positivity and unity. That's wonderful. Positivity and unity. God bless you for that. And ultimately expanding into a clothing line as business endeavors continue to move forward. Callan acquired a bachelor's in audio production from Full Sail University and is now studying to receive his master's in entertainment business. So Callan, first of all, congratulations on all your accomplishments, and congratulations on what you're going to accomplish in the future. I know hopefully this is just the first time we're going to be together. I hope to be able to come together, personally one of these days real soon, and it'd be an honor to be able to be with you all personally. And ladies and gentlemen, Callan.
Thank you.
And Callan, that what a wonderful introduction. I just want to add what a blessing you have been to Legacy. He has helped us with so many technical pieces, and just appreciate you so much.
Oh, it was an honor to help you guys.
And I have the pleasure of introducing an artist that I've known since he was a very, very young guy, growing up in Cairo. My best friend, Ann Terry, was his Sunday school teacher. I won't tell about the stories, about his how dedicated he was to his biblical studies back then. But he has turned into, he's grown to be an amazing man. Clifton Davis is a writer, poet, multi-instrumentalist, musician, and producer from Paducah, Kentucky. He has worked professionally in the performance arts field for over 25 years. Apart from writing, producing, and playing for countless other artists and bands of various genres, he performs with his own band as well as a solo artist. Clifton enjoys art, theater, photography, and fashion design. He is both known for and lives by his personal aphorism of spread love. Could we have found two more perfect artists for this project, or what? So a quick recap, and then I'm going to turn it over to Callan and we'll start the show. But I've got to give props to everybody who's been involved with this project very briefly. We started in April with Samuel Snacks Hawkins, who is another Paducah native. I first met Samuel when he was a finalist for America's Got Talent, an amazing poet that performed with Jacob Gibson. My co-facilitator was Steve Heisner, who's a vice president of Dippin' Dots. They performed at the Jones Center in Cairo. That performance will be archived on our YouTube channel, so stay in touch for that. Our second fantastic event, I believe, was an evening of inspiration with Howard Hewitt. We had Rhonda Belford as his guest artist, and that was co-facilitated by Judge Tyler Edmonds and my pastor, Larry Barnett. We're so excited for the Best of Both Worlds. That is a multiracial group of master musicians. That particular program was co-facilitated by Joe Cervantes, who is the state's attorney for Jackson County, Illinois. And because of their collaboration, they are going to be working to develop musical training for youth that have been adjudicated. Long story short, a great collaboration. So we're very excited about that. Howard Hewitt will be remaining with the collective. Howard is going to help us with doing influencing to try to reach underserved communities with the facts about vaccination. So we're thrilled that that collaboration is happening. And now again tonight, great things. So with that, I'm going to ask Callan to give us what you got. Take it away.
Well, we have some performances that we put together and made fresh for you guys. But before we do that, we wanted to share some videos that Cliff had one, and then I have one as well that just really reflected the message of what this whole program is about. So the first song we have is Skin I'm In. I'm going to let Cliff explain that to you because it is his song.
Okay, Skin I'm In. It's a song I wrote. It was heavily influenced by police brutality. I just wanted to write something that showed a different perspective instead of just going so harsh and just jumping right into the whole racial aspect of it. What we did with the video was try to take a subtle approach, because in the video, you'll see the video, but in the video, we took maybe 3 or 4 of the well-known cases of police brutality, and we just gave it like a kind of like a soft overtone. And I kept the lyrics kind of simple, because I wanted the lyrics to be simple, and I wanted the video to kind of paint a picture. And I have to shout out Shandon Simmons and Glenn Hall. They directed this video, and after they heard the song and the music that I wrote, they pretty much built the video around that. And I couldn't be more ecstatic about the work that they did. And the vocalist that sung on the song with me is Jalen Harris. He's from here in Paducah, and Tanika Fitzgerald. She's also from here in Paducah. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about the song. It was inspired by police brutality.
All right, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Oh, someone has to accept me to share my screen.
Cliff, I thank you for that. And let's bookmark that as part of our conversation, that this is really, what I heard you say is you wanted to build empathy, right, through this particular song. And it's not, again, it's not about pointing fingers. It's about, this is how it impacted you. So again, perfect fit. So, all right.
Here's the premiere.
Drum roll, please.
I got drums too.
Yeah, we can do a Congo solo.
Don't forget to share. If you're on Facebook, go to Legacy Training and share us live.
I can't breathe. Please take your weight off of me. This skin I'm in is my sin. I'm too black. Please don't shoot me before you know who I am. Don't judge me, the skin I'm in makes me guilty, too black. We haven't come that far. Things are still the same. When will we overcome? When will things change? I can't breathe, I can't breathe. America, can't you see? There's no you without me. How can our lives matter until Black Lives Matter? Can't you hear us? We're calling out. Hundreds of years we've lived without equality. We're too black. We haven't come We can't breathe. We can't breathe. We can't breathe. We can't
That was a very powerful piece of art. I think I'd like to open up the chat, or maybe we could unmute folks. Does anyone, if you raise your hand, anyone like to react or talk a little bit about that before we turn it back to Callan?
I'd like to say something. It's Bree.
Yo.
Yeah, so first of all, just shout out to Callan and Cliff for being amazing. But yeah, man, that was my first time hearing that all the way through, and it made me feel a lot of different ways, just with the heaviness and darkness of, you know, the content and what it was reflecting on, but the lightness and the beauty with Jalen's voice and the instruments. Just that kind of pairing those opposites together to create a piece of art was really just inspiring and beautiful and thought-provoking. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that song.
So I have a comment in the chat box. This is perfection in expression, heartbreaking yet necessary to pull on emotions, opening hearts for much better understanding. This is an incredible piece. I had the opportunity to watch CBS Sunday Morning last Sunday. If any of you watched that, and the whole show was on policing. It was incredible. And one of the things that they said, that it was very balanced. It showed both sides of the perspective. I understand the police perspective a lot better after watching that show. So I would encourage everyone to do that and recognize that they have a tough job. I wouldn't want to do it. And they have an incredibly tough job, but that there has to be a bridge so these things don't happen in our communities. This was the statistic. 70% of Black people that died in custody, their last recorded words were, "I can't breathe."
Wow.
That's crazy.
So with that, Callan, I'm going to give it back to you. Does anyone else have any comments or questions? Dale, any thoughts before
That's an
go?
unbelievable sad statistic. I did not know that. 70%. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful piece, though, and well, that's why we're here tonight. We got a lot of work to do, and I'm glad that we're all together.
Amen. All right, Callan, your turn.
Yeah, before I introduce my song, I just want to, shout out to you for making that song. I like the way you did it so softly, and, it wasn't more of like an angry song, even though that emotion certainly is warranted in these situations, but you just did a very good job at just, making it soft and smooth and making something you can be empathetic towards rather than, getting angry about.
And
Great point. Great point.
She said that statistic about the "I can't breathe." I did not know that when I wrote it. It's just, I sat at the piano and those lyrics just came to me. But that first lyric is "I can't breathe," because I just knew that it was a common saying, but I had no idea that it was that about that statistic. That's deep. That's deep.
So before me and Cliff get into our performances that we recorded recently, I have a video that I wanted to share as well that I did with some friends last year during the whole George Floyd thing. And when everybody was doing protest in town, I had a friend, he went out and he filmed a lot of it, and he put me together a video for a song that I made called Shampoo. When that happened, I reached out to a friend of mine in Lexington who composed the music, and another friend of mine that is actually in Louisville, and had him do the second verse in the song with me as a collaborative. It's called Shampoo. That word has two meanings. One that most people might know is it being like a stir fry, but on the other side of that, though, like us being in a melting pot society, it's like we are all in this together. We're all thrown in this mix up together. So it's like, what can we do to come together and just like coexist? So that's the idea of the song. It's just a song basically about like unity. It's like, I'm standing here with you. Like I see you, like I'm going to do what I can to understand and like better myself in order to better the surroundings. So that's the idea behind it. I'm going to share with you guys again. And shout out to Justin Warren for doing this video with me.
We feeling brand new. This one they can jam to. Every day I plan to do the things I can do just to understand you. Whatever life hands you, we all need to stand together in the shampoo till we feeling brand new. This one they can jam to. Every day I plan to do the things I can do just to understand you. Whatever life hands you, caught up in the shampoo, I'm prepared to stand through. This is my eternal reflection. To breathe is a blessing. We need to get a chance to our brethren, stand and advance in a better direction, further build a connection. We strengthen up the conscious collective, be effective, we at war with oppression. We need an honest message, so it's me and Jordan Jetson. We both threaded, just a different complexion, but distant relatives, and all I see is my reflection. This a mission through perdition in a rewritten chapter. Pull a statue for the stature, we can kill our own masters. When the empire crashes, well, we can rebuild it after it's destroyed in the ploy of the modern day's rapture. I'ma have the last words, cause these news anchor actors only spell out disaster. We gotta decode the patterns, and when all lives are gathered, you better knock it backwards, cause I'ma be a white rabbit yelling Black Lives Matter. Stand true till we feeling brand new. This one they can jam to. Every day I plan to do the things I can do just to understand you. Whatever life hands you, we all need to stand together in the shampoo till we feeling brand new. This one they can jam to. Every day I plan to do the things I can do just to understand you. Whatever life hands you, caught up in this shampoo, I'm prepared to stand through. Think you got me, drop a bomb, make me feel like Tom. This is tsunami, I go dumb, I might go berserk. 22 bodies, flow is murk, used to hurt, now I move like Bugattis. Yeah, no justice in the courthouse, no peace, it's a war now. Turn the copper into pork now, just don't ever put your fork down. Body armor and a riot shield don't make a soldier, you can't control us. Type of vibe that turn GYB from I got your back to I give you boulders. Oh God, why I gotta be so hard? Every morning I wake up, it's another one and it don't stop. This for Miriam Carey and Kayla Moore, Sandra Bland and Rakia Boyd, for Brianna Corinne over color of skin. They taking my kin again and again. Something finna have to shake off. If I come out and beat the brakes off, murder people, you don't go to jail, you take vacay and get days off. Man, they even kill my OG, left his body on the cold street. A blind eyes, all you loan me. Color ain't the only thing you don't see on stand true till we feeling brand new. This one they can jam to. Every day I plan to do the things I can do just to understand you. Whatever life hands you, we all need to stand together in the shampoo till we feeling brand new. This one they can jam to. Every day I plan to do the things I can do just to understand you. Whatever life hands you, caught up in this shampoo, I'm prepared to stand through.
right.
You know, it's very rare that I'm at a loss for words. Dale, I'm gonna have to turn it to you for this one. That was just wow.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, yeah, that's I'm kind of like you. I'm very rarely lost for words as well, Lynn, and that was very touching. Yeah, I could listen to that again, actually.
Thank you. Well, it is available on all major platforms, by the way. Shameless plug.
We'll put in the chat box how people can get you, because Legacy's vision and mission is the Artist Collective. I work for them. I work to find resources and opportunities with this group of master artists that we've collected through this. So y'all stuck with me forever.
Yeah. So I got to ask you guys, do you guys perform down in Paducah or?
Yeah.
Or
Never together.
Oh no, not together. We haven't.
He's
Okay.
always constantly performing, and I do perform in Paducah a little bit. There isn't a very predominant like hip hop scene in Paducah, but I have been able to throw some events and partake in others, and go out of town, of course, to perform. But we may have to get something together now. We may have to form a band.
We definitely will perform
Why
together.
not? Yeah.
I see a bridge. You know, that I invited Dale for this particular event. We have 3 more coming up. But I asked him because he has a passion and he works with youth. I believe you do a youth leadership program. You want to tell us about that a little bit too?
Right, I do a lot of programs with youth. I have actually a youth advisory council as well that I bring students from every school, high school, and within my district. And I have a lot of high schools in 13 counties, and I bring them in and we meet, and I bring in motivational speakers to speak with them. We talk about the concerns they have. We actually I ask them for legislative ideas for some concerns that they may have to make their life better. And then we do that in the fall. Then in the spring, we actually bus them to the state capitol. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that last year. We were Zoom just like we are now, but you know, we made the best of it. And but I'm excited to get them back up to the capitol. Like the last year before last, we had 3 bus loads of kids that came up. They get to hear from, you know, the lieutenant governor and different colleagues of mine, and it's a special time for them. And then I have, you know, I talked a little bit about my foundation. I work closely with kids with that, and go into the schools, talk to the kids in the schools. So just anything I can do. I have a special heart for children, especially just to let them know that there's opportunity out in the world.
Right.
Thank you, Dale. And let me throw out another fun fact. There's 7 music genres that are really blowing up. So we crafted the collective around those genres. Jazz is blowing up right now in our country. Of course, country music has been huge, but it's growing and becoming more diverse. But if you look at record sales, downloads, streams in the world, hip hop is the top genre in the world.
Yep.
Japan consumes more hip hop than any other nation on the planet. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And thank you for being a hip hop artist that I can actually understand. You know, I was old school. You know, I was back like Run DMC and Sugar Hill Gang and LL Cool J. You know, that was hot stuff in my day.
Yeah.
So I have watched hip hop evolve into the language of youth. And if you want to really understand youth, I've got to try to stop figuring out what you guys want and listen to your music and listen and understand the voice of hip hop. So thank you so much. Now, how many of y'all were surprised that Callan was the hip hop artist? And Cliff, this all, you know, and here comes Callan hard.
Well, it was definitely this is different. What me and Cliff have done, we're about to show you, is something I have definitely never done before. More of what I do is what I just played, you know, produced production, but to do something acoustically just over piano and then me kind of like give my own spin over it, it was fun. It was definitely interesting. But the first song we want to play, it's called Tribe. Shout out to Snacks. He is actually a part of this tribe. We have created like a lore around our friend group and the family that we have like interwoven with us amongst like musician friends and just like other close supportive friends. And that's what kind of brought about the inspiration for this song, is just kind of loving those around you and sharing something positive and unity related. And something I learned about Cliff, see, Cliff, you didn't think I was taking notes on some things we mentioned and talked about, but like me, Cliff is an only child. So that means we are both mama's boys.
No, I'm an only son.
Only son.
Only son.
Oh, well, we're both mama's boys in that matter. But that also makes the friends in the circle around us that much more important and that much more like family. So that's like the idea behind this song. So I will share it with you guys now. All right. Shout out to Dallas Williams, Dallas J's Productions. He came through in the clutch and filmed all these for us. So yeah, love to him. GYB, Cliff on the keys, Legacy Train. GYB forever. Said GYB forever. Got your back forever. Yeah. Look, GYB forever like Wu-Tang, ayy. Tree of the tribe where the fruit hang, ayy. Wait till it's ripe, then we harvest the mood phase. Peace, love, positivity be the new wave. Dawn of the new age, end of the self-hate. Celebrate life like Beltane. Kept giving back cause it felt great. Time to move forward in a world we can help change. Takes a nation to elevate. Family be the foundation. Mine is so proud of me, patiently waiting for all my hard work to pay off. So I can pay off all my debts and they can all quit their day jobs. I won't take a day off till I have it. Too many homies dedicated to my passion, real friends. I'm so grateful that I have them. So how can I quit when the mayor got it tatted? Crazy how my dreams have impacted my peeps, then turned to a faction, a team, which in turn has impacted me and gave me the confidence needed to prove to you all you weren't wrong for believing. My hobby I'm seeing change into a business. You with it, then I got your back, dog. I live this. Started a tribe, now we a village. Collaboration's a privilege. Reach one, teach one, that be the motto. Never play a role, be a real role model. See me front line with the layer apostles. Word is bond this life, this here be the gospel. If hip-hop is found on teaching the youth, think it's about time we took it back to its roots. So tribe got your back, tribe one time for the family be doing it right. Got your back, tribe one time for the family be doing it right. GYB forever, got your back forever. GYB forever. Tribe got your back, tribe one time for the family be doing it right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Enjoyed that.
You know, that really made me think about something that we say in the Black community all the time about family, and how at one point the neighborhood truly was that tribe that raised the kids. And so all of us are going to say You know what? If I messed up on 6th Street, right, by the time I got to 9th Street, so I'm going to get a whipping down here for acting up. And then when I get home to 9th Street, I'm going to get another one. But that village. And so, I'm suggesting not only do we need to do that within the African American community, we have got to get back to that as a world. Every child is my child. Every child is your child, and so anyway, that's what that inspired me to feel, guys. That was just beautiful.
That's the concept behind the song, is just being that tribe, being that family to one another. And, it's, like I said, collaboration is a privilege. So yeah, it's a privilege to be able to meet up with Cliff, learn from him, and be able to create something like that. And like I said in the song, if hip hop was found on teaching the youth, time to take it back to its roots. So it's like, that's kind of what, music is about. It's like the most powerful force of communication we have in the world, one of the most influential forms of media. And, it's nice to sprinkle little things like that in it when you can.
It really is. It just was beautiful. I've been so excited about tonight. Let me do a quick, Dale, I'm sorry, your comments.
No, I was just, I'm touched. It's so smooth, that's what I loved about it. It's just, it is about family, and that's what we have to continue to focus on, because we all are our family. So I just really appreciate you.
All right, so I want to lighten the mood just a little bit, and we're going to have a contest. So those of you, and that's the advantage of joining us on Zoom, by the way, we're streaming live on Facebook. Don't forget to share it on your page, and so more people can enjoy this program and the upcoming programs. So here is the trivia question. Drum roll, please. Put in the chat box. The first person that gives me the correct answer, we're going to send them, we can do a $50 gift card, couldn't we, Dale? I'll go half.
Good.
Okay. Who can tell me Juneteenth, that holiday? What is Juneteenth about? Who can give me a good, succinct, tell me about Juneteenth? So while our participants are giving me some answers in the chat box, I will let you be the judge tonight, and you tell us what you think is the best. Our next program will be part of the Carbondale Juneteenth celebration. We have our artists, one of them, Robert Ketchens, who's also the co-founder of Legacy Training. Robert, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you want to say hello and tell them a little bit about this particular show? Is going to be visual artists. So we have brought together 4 absolute masters to show their work, show their paintings. They're all painters, and talk about historical elements. We have Mike Ferris, who is the former chair of the art department at Shawnee Community College. He's going to be showing his work, talking about the Springfield riots, which out of those riots in Springfield, Illinois, grew the NAACP. We also have DeSand R., who's going to teach us about a new piece of legislation called the Crown Act that says you can't discriminate with a person about how they wear their hair. Nice. We also have Najar, and again, Robert Ketchens. So Robert, do you want to just do a 30-second what your show is about and what we can, that's going to be on June the 19th, broadcasting live in the park in Carbondale, and also on all of our media platforms at 8 p.m. We moved it back to the evening, so it would be a little easier for people to see. If you're in the park, the sun will go down. But remember, June the 19th at 8 o'clock, our visual artists. So Robert, you want to do just a 30-second, sir? We'll unmute you. I think you're still muted, Robert.
Yeah, sorry.
There you
Can
go.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. My presentation is called A Song from the Field, and it's a visual recording of me going down to the Mississippi Delta and recording some of the visual excitement that was down there that was due to the birth of the jazz, and there's still a big feud going down there between which small town launched the blues. But the blues is the heart of American music, and I think it's important. That's why I covered it.
Thank you. And the blues is a uniquely American art form. We're the only ones in the world that does it. And I could do another trivia question. There's an international blues museum, and it's in a country not here. So that could be our second one. So Robert, we're excited about that. We'll be looking forward to that. And thank you so much for being part of the Artist Collective.
Thank you for the invite.
All right. Okay, so with that, Ami, do we have an answer about Juneteenth and a winner of the contest, or should we do that later?
So far, we only have 2 answers.
Okay.
So maybe we should hold off and let a few other people answer before we decide.
Okay. And if you want some extra credit, what country is the International Blues Museum located in? Dale knows the answer. No?
No,
All right.
No, that's an incredible question. I may have to cheat and Google something. No.
You can. Go ahead, Dale, because I want to make sure. It's always good to fact check. So make sure that I'm right. And I'll text you what I think it is, and you can fact check me. All right. Does anybody, we have been going about 48 minutes. Does anybody need a 5-minute break, or should we just keep it moving?
I'm good. It's whatever.
I'm good.
Keep it moving. All right. Callan and Cliff, how about some more music?
Yeah. This next song is called Dreams, and bless Cliff, I basically was just like, here's a song, this is what it's about, make music behind it. So, but he did a wonderful job at that. But this next song, it's really important to me. It kind of, actually what you said earlier when we started, was just like, you weren't expecting me to be the hip hop artist and Cliff to be the musician. Well, I get that a lot. And me and Cliff were talking one day, and he asked me, what have I maybe gained from hip hop music that I could probably share or take away from it. And I just told him it was basically when I was younger, and you grow up in a predominantly just like white area like Graves County, like I did. It's just a window to Black culture that you otherwise wouldn't just casually find out about. And it taught me a lot growing up about just a whole nother world that just was so fascinating to me. So this next song is Dreams. It's basically just kind of about that, just how hip hop music is the dream that I hope to live and share with everybody. So share my screen. Dreams. We all got dreams. About cars and the clothes, broads in the dough for the star of the show. About being in charge and keeping it large, wanna be who you are. Till it come true like deja vu. Dreams manifest, mic check 1, 2. Of a movement to spark revolution. And we change the world through music. We all dream either near or far. Yeah, wherever you at, wherever you are. Check it live and direct from Quintessence. The way that I dream, you would think I'm narcoleptic. Dreams of me roaming down the mainstream merrily. And I ain't have to sign to sacrifice my integrity. Don't need the street cred to credit my craft. Cause it ain't where you're from, it's how well you rap. I had a dream I was living in an era of gold. And an MC was more than an industry mode. Real rap won't flop and my record don't stop. I was more than a guest in the house of hip hop. One thing I've always wanted to say, never put me in your box if your eats tapes. Hasn't let me down each night to sleep. I pray to rap gods that I can fulfill my dreams. About cars and the clothes, broads in the dough for the star of the show. About being in charge and keeping it large, wanna be who you are.
till it come true like deja vu. Dreams manifest, mic check 1, 2. Of a movement to spark revolution, and we change the world through music. Keep a dream journal on my nightstand. Every morning fill it full of nightmares. Funny how I lose sleep chasing my dreams. Letting them die is an everyday thing. Sometimes it seems my dreams unattainable, like I'm not capable of mentally available. In day-to-day life it's so hard to make time, so I wrote this song at my 9 to 5. Eyes on the prize on the clock, cause when I'm off, it's back to the lab and it's on. I don't miss a beat or an opportunity to water the seeds of my legacy. I eat, sleep, breathe it. I'm never MCing with no rhyme or reason, and that's my freedom. Told my superiors what I was scheming, they couldn't believe it. It told me to keep dreaming about cars and the clothes, broads in the dough for the star of the show. About being in charge and keeping it large. Wanna be who you are till it come true like deja vu. Dreams manifest, mic check 1, 2. Of a movement to spark revolution, and we change the world through music. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Some dreams stay dreams, some dreams come true. What? 1, 2, 1, 2. Some dreams stay dreams, some dreams come. Some dreams come true. Some dreams come true. Keep dreaming.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
Thank you.
Now that's the kind of music we want ringing in our kids' ears. So, that's the discussion, and we can talk about this at some other time too. So much hip hop is negative and glorifying drugs and crime, and how do we make that shift? Maybe we're starting tonight. We're starting our own revolution, but to hear positive hip hop, it's just I'm just so grateful for it.
Thank you. Well, I find a lot of inspiration through the stuff that you mentioned earlier. It really have just went back and did my research on the evolution of it, and kind of just took what I needed and what resonated from that to make my own. So
it's a great message.
Thank you.
So who is the first? You guys can't answer this one. I guess I'm still playing trivia here. What's the name of the group that was really attributed in our culture, in our history, as the first folks to release a hip hop album? There was a group. What? Anybody remember the name? No, you can't answer. You can't answer. You can't answer. We'll put it in the chat box. We'll put it in the chat box. All right, the first hip hop group. Okay, so let's talk just a little bit about Healing, Illinois. What do you think our communities really need to do differently? And Dale, part of your district is, in fact, almost all of it is all white folks, pretty much. I think there's Black people in Williamson County, and of course, Alexander and Pulaski County, right?
Right.
So, how do we build those bridges? I'm sure white kids in Harrisburg are listening to hip hop, so it's really important, I think, for our youth to really understand each other. So I'm just throwing that out there. What do we need to do different in our communities, and especially with our kids? Anybody?
Well, the one thing that we have to just continue to is just be welcoming, and that's, and as I develop more relationships, as I've only been a member of the General Assembly for 4 years now, and the relationships that I've gained, which I've been fortunate just because of the position I'm in, but it's taught me a lot, especially as I spend more time in the areas such as you mentioned, Lynn, Alexander County and Pulaski County. All the friendships that I've made down there, and to be able to go to, the dinners, and to be invited to go to, the Martin Luther King dinners and things like that, and to be able to speak and be able to network and be able to talk. And I mean, there's just just a lot of love in those areas. And I think that's what we have to convey, that, you know, it's there. We just have to, you know, bring it together, you know.
Well said, my friend. All right. We want to also mention that our very last program, oh, I forgot to give some credit. Dr. Tim Taylor, who is the new president of Shawnee Community College, will be my co-facilitator for the Juneteenth celebration with the visual artists. And then last, but certainly not least, our jazz will be John Windings, who is a local master artist, working with Doreen Ketchens all the way from New Orleans. And that's going to be the last Saturday of the month. And that'll be at least the last through Healing, Illinois, unless other things happen and we can keep it moving. I would love to do that, but that'll kind of conclude this phase of the project. So don't forget, we tune in. What else you got to do on a Saturday night? And nothing's better than what we're doing. So glad that you're here. All right, Callan, time for some more music.
All right, this next song is a little change of pace, a little more back on topic and what you know, Healing Illinois represents. This next song is called Soliloquies. It's a little more in your face and really just puts these issues up front and kind of things that have bothered me in the community, working with business owners and people that I see are just a little like ignorant to what hip hop music could mean or the benefits that it could have, and just uncomfortable conversations that you have with people of your own race that may not see eye to eye with you about these topics. And it's really just a song I made where it's like, I'm gonna say all the things that most people would feel uncomfortable to break that barrier around, to like spark the conversation. So it's kind of what this song is about. And one of my favorites.
Oh, we can't hear it. Is anybody else having that trouble?
Yeah, we've lost the volume.
We're trying to figure it out. It looks like it's okay on Facebook, but we've lost you here, Calvin. Something's going on. Did you have audio? I didn't have audio through the whole thing. Dale, did you? Bria's saying no, I think.
All right, let's try again.
When you go to share your screen, you can select share sound as well.
Okay,
all right,
cool.
Let's try again. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're fine.
No worries.
Hey yo, sweet soliloquies. Listen to me. Me. Do you claim divinity's name remain mystery. He who gained affinity share the same chemistry. God above everything real before anything. Blood power, make a way, meditate, radiate priority. Never stand by, I stand with the minority. All seeing, I peep the sly sorcery. Diamond in the sky, I keep my mind orbiting. It's been a long time, so I gotta rhyme cordially. Yo, environmental mastery. Soon as a mic's passed to me, I respond naturally with abstract rhapsody. White people casually say he's good actually. I dig his whole vibe, but he acts too black for me. The hood used to laugh at me. Both scenes ain't back at me, all of it straight blasphemy. The local art scene never recognizes rapping. See me out in public like, how's your little rap thing? Play it in their cars, in their clubs, in their bars, in their trucks. Love the culture, but don't wanna see us up. Rappers hate to see you win. They get jealous and pretend, cause in the end, who does competition? Yo, they change up faster than trends in the rap game. Mainstream lames keep saying that I act strange, trying to break away from my forefathers' past tape. Heritage is staying, great granddaddy had slaves. This calligraphy of hip-hop antiquity. We reclaim history of silhouetted memories. We retain chivalry, keep peace, humility. The symphonized symmetry of sweet, sweet soliloquies. Sweet, sweet soliloquies. Sweet soliloquies. Like, it just so happens I'm white. I studied rap since age 8. I faced harsh realities, the lack of commonalities because of my race. 8 Mile had taught me that I gotta snap in the face of diversity, so bring the controversy. The radio station won't play my jam, so I'm jamming the airwaves. Time for some fair play. Dare say another rapper shoot me down when the top 40 pop stars stealing the sound. Do the math, every genre was inspired by blacks, and they threw them all together. Now we have rap. Yeah, these media schemes, eyes glued to the screen, urban style and slang all on the TV. So miss me saying I'm appropriating when Hollywood jeopardized the arts for entertainment. I ain't gotta come from the hood to know it's messed up. War on the streets, you naive about what's what. Never on the block, just been around it enough to know closet racism when I see some. So how many venue owners will drop the N-bomb, then turn around and say, will you play hip-hop? Nah, I bet your privilege got you tripping. Bet we don't conduct business, that ain't how I'm representing. American whites all raised to be oblivious. Systemic racism stay continuous. Who broke the code for the program? Projects, a process of subconscious brainwashing. I broke the hypnosis, psych the psychosis. I'm loaded, I progress, they prognosis. Word is bond, that's that realest word spoken. Yeah. Said, word is bond, that's that realest word spoken. Sweet, sweet. Yo, this calligraphy of hip-hop antiquity. We reclaim history of silhouetted memories. We retain chivalry, keep peace, humility. The symphonized symmetry of sweet, sweet soliloquies. Sweet soliloquies. Sweet, sweet soliloquies. Yeah. I can't hear.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, somebody wrote, chatted in there, I'm beatboxing to this. That was cool.
Wow, yeah, you're gonna have to harden that up just a tiny bit, but it's just, but no, Callan, I was thinking, you're from Graves County, Kentucky.
Yes.
So how did you become socially conscious, a social justice warrior for race relations in one of the most, it has a reputation for less than that. I will say it like that. Of course, we all prayed when Graves County, I think that's where, is that where Marshall is? Marshall
No.
High School?
No, Marshall and Graves County are different.
Okay, so I'm sorry, there I go. No geography on my part.
Similar.
But okay, so they're adjoining, right?
No.
No.
Graves County is by Mayfield.
Okay, gotcha. All right, but there are no Black people there. True or false?
Mostly true. Mayfield would be more of the inner city school, and then Graves, it does have some, but I would say it's 80-90% all white people.
So how did you evolve from that environment?
Rap music. Rap music taught me everything. I've just always been really interested and passionate to listening to hip hop music, and the deeper you go into it, you hear things, and some things you just can't ignore, and you're like, hold on, and then you do research, you learn, and just always wanted to be involved in hip hop. I always found myself gravitating towards those sort of crowds rather than because I didn't want to play in rock bands. I wanted to rap, so I had to go where that was at. And, you know, you hear things, you pick up things, you see commonalities and conversations, and, you know, you can't just say, oh, it's not like that, or that's wrong. Like they're just saying that you can only say that or think that for so long until you keep hearing it and it just kind of opens something up in your eyes. You know what I mean? And, you know, you got friends like Snacks, you got friends like Cliff, and you just have good conversation with people and you learn. You know, Cliff was actually something else that you said that really stuck with me. He always says people, I'm sorry if any of your coworkers are watching, but everybody will be like, oh, Cliff, you're a musician. You know, can you play this song? Can you play this song? And they'll tell them a Nickelback song, or, you know, something that they hear on the radio and stuff. And they're just so surprised that he can play it, and they just think that music's awesome. But if Cliff were to turn around and be like, well, have you heard this James Brown song? Like, they would be interested in hearing it. They don't want to hear that style of music, even though that's just as popular. It just isn't as broadcasted into the mainstream media as much. So it's like they disregard it automatically and aren't interested in it. And I never wanted to be that person. I wanted to explore that side of music more. So that was something that stuck with me that Cliff said.
Well, that song was, I teach social justice at SEMO. I could just play your song and we just take the whole semester and talk about it. I mean, it just covered so much. Dale, your thoughts?
Yeah, that great point. You should use that in your class, and I'm sure you probably will, right? I think it's
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Something to look forward to. Well, this has been an incredible experience, and I look forward. I'm hoping that, Lynn, that you're planning on doing one of these live and in person here one of these days. You know, the Healing Illinois. I know Zoom has been great. It's helped us keep going and survive the you know, this pandemic. But now we're good, and I hope I'd love to help you organize one on a in-person scale. So I'd be more than willing to do that.
Well, I would love that. This has been, you know, my grown up job. Am I muted? No, I'm on. My grown up job is I'm an attorney, and I primarily do criminal defense work. And I tell people that this project has just been, it's been my happy place. It's been those days where I just am like, I want to run away. This project has been such a blessing. So it's personally helped me to grow. It has personally just been a blessing to meet and work with these artists. So,
well, everyone needs a happy place. Everyone needs a happy place.
Yes,
and
indeed.
You're only getting started, my friend.
Thank you. Well, we're looking forward to it. So I think we have a winner for the first rap artist, the first folks. Ami, do we have a winner? How many of you knew it was the Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah.
Not me.
Hip hop, help me out, Callan. I said
the Rapper's Delight, you know.
Rapper's Delight. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, and it has certainly evolved as a genre. There is a newly open. Well, it's not real new. It's been there a little while. COVID crazy, but in Nashville, there is now the National Museum of African American Music. So I'm going with some friends, hopefully in July. Anybody that wants to go, let's go. I'm looking forward to that. There's also a wonderful museum, of course, in Memphis, Tennessee, the Stax Museum, where you can really learn. You know, music is a reflection of who we are as a people and our history. So any other comments, questions on the chat line? And then Cliff, do you have a couple of pieces maybe that you wanted to do tonight, or did you have something?
We did. I did do one, and it's just a short jazz piece.
Okay, we would love to hear that. So let's just recap. I threw out this challenge to these amazing artists, and they have produced this work. When did we start? In April? So from April to June, you guys collaborated on those last 3 songs, right? Or last 3 performances.
Yeah.
So, you know, putting that in context, these men are just geniuses. You know, how do you come up with that fast? So we appreciate and respect that. So Cliff, the next number is yours, a little jazz.
Okay. Yeah. I kept thinking I was supposed to turn around and start.
Oh, nice. Nice. Love it. How long have you been playing, Cliff?
Evidently not long enough, because I heard about 20 mistakes.
Well, you're too hard on yourself.
You really are. You really are. And Dale, he had 3 keyboards working.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
you can see the rest of them.
There's more in there, huh?
Oh gosh.
The thing about piano is I can sit here and play like John Coltrane in the middle of the night, but as soon as you hit record or turn the camera on, it's all out the window.
That's why we've got to get back to live performances and creating opportunities in venues. You know, that's a huge economic driver, Dale. I have Been
No
preaching
question.
that to, yeah, Caro. Caro is bringing back its big blues festival this year, which is the
Yes.
weekend after Labor Day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's absolutely free, magnificent festival. Also, I believe Harold Jones is doing the Jazz Festival again. So come over to Southern Illinois and enjoy both of those live performance opportunities. You'll have an amazing time, I promise.
Yeah, I've actually been sponsoring that the last couple of years. You know, I enjoy coming down. It's awesome. I
Yes,
love Carol.
indeed. Yes. And Carol loves you. Um, it looks like Ami has put Callan's website in the chat box. So again, we want to not only keep the conversations going, but to support these two wonderful artists, either separately, collectively, whatever happens. We also have, I believe, I know his lovely wife Bree is on the line. Is Snacks with you tonight, Bree?
He was until like 2 minutes ago. He just stepped out to let the
Oh
dog
my
in the
goodness.
bathroom.
Well, when
He'll be
he
back soon.
comes back, I wanted to just introduce him. We put out a call for artists with this initiative, and Samuel Hawkins has been working with Legacy, I believe, for 4 years. We actually started the Grand Chain Poets. So we have a poet society in our little village of 250 people. Thanks to Samuel. He's a teaching artist. He came over and did workshops for kids. So Dale, I really wanted you to say hi to him when he comes back as well. So Samuel referred us to Callan and Cliff coming together and responding to this. So it's just been an amazing process.
Tribe.
So indeed, indeed. Great things happen when we talk to people that are different, right? And we work with people that are different. So let's talk a little bit, Cliff, about something, a line in your song that really struck me. And I'll turn my lights on in just a minute. I know I'm kind of dark in right now, but you said things haven't changed. That was kind of a recurring lyric in your song. And, you know, some would say that, wait a minute, hold on, you know, we're able to access higher education and we're able to access great jobs and we're able to do a lot of things. We've even had a Black president. What do you mean things haven't changed? Haven't we arrived? What were you saying in that song?
I'm very glad you made that point, and the points that you made, because that's usually what people will say. But what I meant by things, because the verse is, we haven't come that far, things are still the same. What I meant was, it's about the title of the song, The Skin I'm In. A lot of things on the surface may be better. You know, we can get better education. Sometimes we can get better job. But the fact of the matter is, because of the skin you're in, you're still going to be seen as a threat. You'll still be seen as beneath. So that's really what that line meant. And it is reoccurring because it's just a reminder that it is 2021. Race relations are better, but you can't forget that you still have that skin, and that's still making you seen in America. You're still seen like in a shadow. So things are better, but at the same time, we still have a lot of the same problems. We still have a lot of if things were really different, then we wouldn't have the police brutality problems, not at the statistics that we are having them. You know, if things were really better, you wouldn't be stopped all the time just because of the color of your skin. So maybe I'm not explaining that is the way I heard it in my head when I was writing it, but that's basically what I meant. Things on the surface, things have changed, but I can go real deep with it. I don't want to go that deep with it, but that's basically.
Don't stop now. We've been deep all night.
Yeah, I'm always writing stuff. It's coming off as deep, but like for example, things on the surface, things have changed, but then a lot of the times, you let's say you're in the same position as your counterpart. A lot of times, Callan might get picked because of the color of his skin, and I might not. That's just that's an example of things. It's still the same, you know. It's still the same old. But not to come off negative, because you know we want to be better. So the song was really about trying to just make people aware of that. You know, we have come far. We've come a long way, but at the same time, it's kind of contradictory. We've climbed up, but it's like we still fall 2 or 3 steps back. So yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. That is worth noting.
Thank you. Callan, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, help me out.
I think it has a lot to do with us as the white community too, and just being able to understand and accept that mistakes have been made. I hear a lot in circles and conversations, well, that wasn't me, that was my great ancestors, but it still is directly associated to now. You know, you can't just say, well, I didn't do that, it has nothing to do with me, and ignore it. It still is a problem. There's still older generations of people that still are alive and feel that way and that are well, and it's just up to us to not be afraid to admit that to ourselves, that like there is still an issue. What can I do to better myself, if anything, to be aware and make it better for those around me? How can I communicate better and educate those around me to have better understanding of what the issue is? And listening, just listening. You know, nobody wants to sit around and have these conversations, but it's important for growth, connection, family. And it's just important. If I never listened to the music that I enjoyed and was passionate about, if I never listened to my Black friends and heard their problems and their cries for help, how could I make the music that I do today and be the person that I am? So that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
And you know, Callan said no one wants to have these conversations. And that's, to a certain extent, that's really true. But we won't get forward without having them. But what we have to do is we have to be honest, and we have to be willing to see things from both perspectives. A lot of times, you know, you try to have a conversation with anybody. If you go into the conversation with anger, if you go into the conversation with your mind locked, not willing to be able to, you got to be willing to try to open your mind. I've experienced a lot that with a lot of white people that I've come in contact with. They already have in their mind how things should be. But like you said, well, that wasn't me. That was my great grandparents. You're already looking at it from a slant. You're already looking at, try to just, my best friend always says this, and I'll shut up. She always says, a lot of times we don't listen to understand, we listen just to hear. We have to be willing to listen to understand, you know, and that makes the conversations better. That's the only way we'll progress.
And that's what we're doing tonight. We're having this conversation and continuing to convey the importance and to these conversations. And this is how it starts. That's why it's called Healing Illinois, right? You know, it's, you know, the awareness and the conversation, and it must continue.
And artists are artists, and with all due respect to you as a politician, but Callan and Cliff, you are so influential within the community, and because music and the arts are such a powerful language, and that's why I'm so glad that we could, you know, incorporate the best of those pieces. We have another artist. Did Samuel come back into the room yet, Miss Bree? Mrs. Hawkins, is he back yet?
He hasn't came back, but I will make sure that he hops in.
Okay. Well, I know I also have another one of our artists, John J.J. Gales, I believe is on the line. Here,
You muted, Lynn. There you-
I was wondering if Jay Jones is on the line.
Hey, man, how you doing there?
There you go, Jay. How are ya?
Doing fantastic.
I have messed up your last name right regularly.
Hey, that's
I am
okay.
so sorry. I'll just stick with Jay. But Jay is a part of a group called the Best of Both Worlds. And if you were with us for their performance and conversation, it was also very powerful. John, I want to just say thank you. You, I believe, have supported your fellow artists, Robert DeSand. I appreciate you guys being here. You did for the other pieces. What are your thoughts, not only about tonight, but the experience, anything you'd like to contribute?
Well, I'd like to commend you again for just hosting an amazing event, get a chance to see one of our elected officials, and thank you for what you do. Get a chance to see a gentleman who's going to be putting together, I guess, a piece in a couple of weeks, Mr. Catchings. Get a chance to hear Ami, get a chance to meet Callan and Cliff, people who I never met before in person. But your venue brings us together. Of course, it's Zoom. I like the senator's idea of doing something in person. It's amazing. How we get together is by collaborating and being inspired by one another's gifts. And then we can have that conversation that hopefully changes my heart. If my heart changes first, then hopefully it can be contagious, and then we can begin to heal one by one.
Thank you. Beautifully stated. I have not had the pleasure of meeting Jay in person. I met Jay through my mother. And because of that, and mom is over here being my stage mom right now, but I want to acknowledge Stephanie Fisher, who's definitely the wind beneath my wings, and legacy. We all love Miss Stephanie, and she supports whatever we do. She's been a founding board member. So thank you for that as well.
Can I say something to that?
Hey, Lynn.
Can I say something? I met Miss Stephanie once 6 years ago, and her influence and her impact has contributed to me being a part of this. And it's amazing. Meet a person for just 2 hours, and it changes your life. And that's a legacy.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, the Best of Both Worlds were part of the inspiration. They are Black artists and white artists that come together and make beautiful music. And I was just like, wow, that's what we need to do. So anyway, I'm sorry you won't get to meet Snacks tonight.
I'm here.
You're here. Hey, Samuel, I want to give you your props as well. And what are your thoughts about Healing Illinois and the project? Anything you'd like to share? And want to introduce you to Senator Fowler as well.
Okay, I can start video. Yeah. Definitely, man, tonight was amazing. I just wanted to witness that way back in April. I'm thankful to know artists like that, just to be partnered with an organization like Legacy, period. And I know as far as Healing Illinois, Jacob and I did a project together, a poem together, and really ended up being a project. But we actually performed together again this past Monday, and we did that same poem for a group of students at Murray State. And I was trying to tell them, I was like, y'all are not ready. Well, just wait until you see this next, see our poems next to each other, and just seeing the impact of collaboration like that, and just seeing it, the way it impacts and the way it starts conversations is powerful. And we need to do it more and more and more.
Well, and that's wonderful. So Dale, if you've not seen Samuel, he is an amazing performer too. Samuel, do you think you could give us like, a little snippet of No Fear, just a little?
Yes, he will. He would love to.
Just a little song.
Not putting you on the spot or anything.
No, not at all.
Don't fear, Samuel. Just do it.
I can do the beginning of it, yeah. It all started with a phrase that never felt right.
Let's get it right.
Yeah. It all started with this phrase that never felt right. So we'll
Let's
get
get
it
it
right. It all started with this phrase that never felt right. So shall I get it right? A friend, as innocent as ever, said to me, "You know what, Snacks? I don't see you as black. Look at the way you act and the way you speak. No Ebonics by selling burnt DVDs, and you ain't living off EBT. Well, cards like welfare mean stigma, like I mean enigma. You know, black but not really black. You're the whitest black guy I ever seen. You're not aggressive or threatening at all. Come here, look at him, honey. So articulate. I'm sick of it twisting my identity up like licorice. I just want to be free and fly like Icarus. But the closer I get to the sun, I'm burned down by expectations I gotta overcome. Like being black is dumb. Like being black is a curse. Like being black means you're guilty, but never innocent first."
Oh.
Yeah.
You did it. Awesome.
Yeah.
And Dale, I just wanted you again to see the masters that we have brought together for this project. So Samuel has served, he's spoken at Carroll High, he's been to Meridian, he's been to the Veterans Home in Anna. Again, we're about taking art to underserved communities, and he has been just a blessing for that. And Robert's also done public artworks here. If you're ever in Grand Chain and you see the statue, the first and only public art installation Mr. Ketchens did. So We're just grateful. Can we believe it's 8:30 already? OMG. How did this night just speed by so fast?
Yeah.
We have we've covered a lot of territory. I think I'm just going to let maybe Dale, you have the final word as we wrap up, and we'll give away our door prize. Ami, do you have the winner?
So for the Juneteenth question, Bree and Samuel got that. And
yay!
Yeah, so yay for them. And then for the hip hop question, BCAI Cultural Arts and Humanities got that one.
All right, well, good. Well, thank you for participating in that. Once again,
so we had
go ahead. I'm sorry, Dale.
2 prizes, right? So what I'd like to do on one of the prizes, I'd like to send the winner a Southern Illinois made gift box of a lot of Southern Illinois made products. For y'all that don't know, I sponsor a Southern Illinois made expo where we showcase all the incredible products that are made in Southern Illinois, like salsas and barbecue sauces and jams and jellies and things like that. So put your address in the chat box, and if you will, Lynn, get it down for me, and I'll send a little Southern Illinois made gift box to you.
That is fantastic. That is so, wow. Thank you, Dale. How generous. When is that event, by the way? Have we missed?
Actually, it's going to be in October. It's the first weekend in October. Normally, it would be in July, of course. So we didn't have it last year. The first 2 years that I've had it, I had it in 2019 and 2018, 2019. We did not have it last year. Normally, it would have been in July, but we postponed it till October, hoping we'd be open. So it looks like we are, and it'll be at the Pavilion in Marion. There'll be a lot of, we're going to be doing a press conference real soon. In 2019, last year we had over 3,500 people that came through the doors at the Pavilion. Plus, not only are we showcasing incredible products, we're showcasing destinations, historical sites, and a plethora of things. And all the proceeds that are generated go to veterans organizations such as Honor Flight, Honor Guard, and things like that. So it goes in support of our veterans.
Well, Legacy will have a table there next time. And artists, give me your CDs and things, whatever you would want me to promote. We'll set up a table and promote our artists.
Absolutely. And what I'd like to do is when you mentioned in July that you're going to go to the museum, maybe we could all collaborate, get together and meet there. If you can come up with a date, maybe we could all meet and go out and maybe have some dinner or something together. That'd be wonderful.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Well, Ami, we'll need to put that on our list of things to do, babe. Ami Russell, I need to really acknowledge her. She is the program coordinator. Ami started as a volunteer with Legacy. She's an incredibly talented young woman, an artist in her own right, but she is, did you tell them who you are, Ami? I'm singing your praises as always, but she's a very talented young woman on a lot of levels, and I thank you so much for all you do for Legacy.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be working with you. And while I have the floor, first of all, so happy to be a part of this project. It has been so fulfilling and just fantastic to be meeting everyone, and this has just been amazing. But also, really quickly, let me turn my video on. I want to just remind everyone that we do have a post-event survey. I can email that to everyone, but I will also post it in the chat. It's just a quick little 5-minute survey online, and it just helps us to figure out what we can do better, and it also helps us with reporting, as we are doing all of this through a grant from Healing Illinois. So if you could just take the time to fill that out at the end, and thank you all again for being here.
Thank you so much. So our next event again are our visual artists. I'm putting it in the chat box. We are working very hard to make it easier to access our programs. I believe you can go to our website, legacytraininginc.com, and join us directly. If you have joined us at any event, I'm now trying to send out invitations. So we want to make it a lot easier for you to join us virtually. All right. With that, my friend, thank you so much, Dale, for being culturally courageous. And it takes a lot for, hey, Miss, I don't know exactly what you want me to do, Lynn, but I'll do it. And I'm grateful for that on many levels. You are truly the real deal.
Well, I'll always follow your lead. That's for sure, Lynn. It's I appreciate your friendship, and you're including me, and I'm always here for you.
And with that, I'm going to let you have some final comments, and we will wrap up for the evening.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for being with us. And this is an amazing opportunity for all of us as we all work together in Healing Illinois. We have so much to be thankful for, so much to be blessed for. And, we're all going to do this by continuing these conversations as we've all talked about, and as we move forward. And it doesn't stop here. It only begins here. Even though it began, it needs to continue, and I know it will continue with the leadership that we have here tonight and moving forward. So God bless you all. Really appreciate you, and look forward to being in person. And let's just keep up the word, okay?
Thank you, Dale. And to our artists tonight, oh my gosh, you exceeded expectations with these new collaborations, this original art that you produced for Healing Illinois. And I'm looking forward to giving you a bigger platform. We're going to keep the work going. So thank you, Callan. Thank you, Cliff. God bless you. Everybody on the call, everybody watching us on Facebook, we are so fortunate to be on the planet with you. God bless you. We love you. Reach out if any of us can do anything. We're here for each other. And I look forward to seeing you on June the 19th, which is Emancipation Day for African Americans, or as I like to say, Americans of African descent in this country, at 8:00 p.m. Good night, everybody.
Good
and
night.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is everybody leaving? Do we all leave?
Yes, sir.